right, cool. Okay, we're live. Good deal. So yeah, so what up, guys? We're going live here. We're gonna cover a couple of really cool articles. One, there's international coverage and nationwide news about the Stop Asian Hate rally put together in Atlanta by some Atlanta people and Will Lex Ham and the Atlanta Yang Gang. You know, help put this together. And they merged with some other. There's another one on the other side of town, and they all came together. Had thousands of people there. Reverend Warnock and Ossoff both showed up, uninvited. They weren't like asked to reach out. Say, can you guys please come talk? They just showed up. You know, if you had some big names talking about that, and they were going to talk about how fucked up Arkansas is. One, they'll put you in jail for not paying your rent. Two, they'll put you in jail for having an abortion now, pretty much. So backward ass Arkansas, you're on the hot seat. I'm trying to think. What was the other thing? What up, Fred? There's one other thing, right, Mia, that we was gonna where is it? The rent, and you had another one. Oh, the cash bail.
The cash bail, yeah.
Yes,
that one was a very long, complicated article.
Yeah, we're gonna link it. We can't go through the whole thing. We can just go like you did here, just highlight it. That's awesome. So which one do you want to start with, Mia? What do you think? You're muted still.
Oops. I'm so bad at that, man. I don't know if I'll ever get used to it. Illinois. Let's start with Illinois because I got it at the top right there, so that's really easy.
Okay, we'll go Illinois, Arkansas. Wait, you know what? Let's do the Asian hate one first.
Okay.
Asian hate rally, Illinois, Arkansas. We'll go state by state. What up, bird? Bird? Is Mia a bird? Oh, songbird. That's right. I got you, Fred. You're way ahead of me, brother. Oh, yeah. Let me put my tickers up here. Bing. Oh, yeah. You know what? I'm going to put a banner up, too. There, we'll bring that up, too. Well, no, because that'll get in the way of the edit for putting the stuff down there. I'll put that in afterwards.
Oh, right. Shoot. I got my Sims still up. Give me a few seconds to pull that down because that's going to eat up CPU and could drain.
Yeah, no problem.
Just give me just a few seconds.
Yep.
That's stupid. I'm sorry.
That's no biggie. But yeah, Fred, what up, brother? Man, I ain't talked to you in a minute. My peeps. Oh, yeah, and whoever you guys are watching, man, just say hey on your way in too, man. Let me pin that on the tweet. Let me get rid of that there. There, and then I'll pin it. Oops. Why won't it let me do that? Stinker. Oh, it hasn't come up yet. There it is. So how do I do that? Let me go to the other one. Maybe I can pin it from here. It's just a over. Oh, where's that? Damn it. Damn, it's not working. Yeah, it won't let me pin the tweet, but anyway, or tweet the comment. Yeah, so we'll start with the Asian hate one. Good deal. There's Twitter and Al Jazeera. Okay. You ready?
Yes, I just now finally am ready. It takes forever to close that game.
That's no problem. No problem. All right, let's go ahead and rock out the Stop Asian Hate one first. Okay. Bam. What up, Yang Gang? Welcome back to another live stream. Today is the 21st of March, the first day of spring. Outstanding. And it was 62 degrees today. Actually went for a walk outside, which was nice. In Michigan, that's rare in March. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about the Stop Asian Hate, I I guess you call it like a protest or an event of some sort that was put together in about 72 hours by the New York Yang Gang and other affiliates that are, part of the Asian American community and the BLM movement. And they're all just coming together, and they had thousands of people show up, and it made national news as well as international news. So I'm choosing to go with Al Jazeera. That's how far this thing's being covered. I'm going to go there and see what they got to say about it. And it's probably more accurate than CNN and MSNBC. What do you think? Well, I'm sorry I interrupted you, Mia.
Oh, I can't remember what I was going to say. So forget it.
No biggie. All right, so I'm going to bring up the screen here. So here's the Al Jazeera article. It says, "Stop Asian Hate. Hundreds demand justice for Atlanta victims." It just says the rally in Atlanta comes days after the shooting at local spas that left 8 dead, including 6 women of Asian descent. And hundreds was actually meant to be thousands. Let me see here. We're just going to move past. Yeah, they're just giving a brief review. Here we go. There's talking about holding signs reading, "Hate is a virus. Stop Asian hate. And I am not your model minority." The demonstrators demand action to stop discrimination against Asian Americans. The women who perished, I see my family in them. Timothy Fan, a protester who drove 8 hours from Florida to attend the rally in Atlanta on Saturday. Wow, that's awesome. I feel like far too often we're just erased. But yeah, this is a pretty lengthy article in here. I want to put the link in the description box after I edit it. But I wanted to talk about Twitter. Twitter has been very, very active about. Wait, where'd it go? I gotta go back to the top. Oh shit! There's a lot of new tweets about this. Damn it! I lost my place. Shit. So there was a tweet that had all the names of the victims. I wanted to read their names out loud and recognize them. There's Will Lexham right there. So this is Action Fund, Georgia. I'm not sure who this gentleman is here, but yeah, Will's been very active in the community. So trying to find this one. Damn it. Sorry, guys, bear with me. It has the pictures of the victims and the names. Shoot. I shouldn't have hit refresh. Dang it.
Yeah,
there. Okay.
There we go.
Here we go. So this is from Kaliki. I hope I said at Spicy Avocado. DOGH. Nice. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure we read these names out loud. And and it's a retweet from Lin New York State Assembly member out of New York there. But yeah, here's the picture of the 8 victims. And forgive me, I'm not good at some of these names, but Young A Yu 63, Suncha Kim 69, Hyun Jung Kim 51, Soon Chung Park 74, Delana Ashley Yawn 33, Paul Andre Michaels 54, Xiaoji damn it, X is the Y sound.
Yao Ji, I think.
Yao Ji Tan 45 and Diaoyu Feng 44. And again, I apologize. I am horrible at the names, but nonetheless, this is their names, this is their pictures. And we can't forget the people that were just massacred for racist and misogynistic reasons by a domestic terrorist. Once again, a homegrown psychopath. But there's also been some pretty big name people getting behind it. Damn it. See, again, it just lost my spot. Shit. It ain't going to do what I want to do. Well, but there are other big names like Andrew Yang, Reverend Warnock, and both the senators, Warnock and Ossoff, showed up unannounced. They just showed up, to support and solidarity, which is pretty awesome. And they put this thing together in 72 hours, which is impressive. Thousands.
That's very fast. That's a lot of organizing and a lot of manpower that had to have gone into that too.
Well, I think it helps when you have good relationship with local organizations, activists, And someone like Will Lex Ham, who's been doing this in New York for months now, and then he did it in California as well, in LA when he was out there. But there's been a lot of Asian hate over the past year, increased violence because of the previous administration's amplification of a 100-year plus, I guess you'd say, legacy of demonizing Asian Americans. Since I think it's the mid 1800s. Bo of the Fifth Column did a very, very good video about the history of the anti-Asian legislation, including encampments during World War One. But yeah, or was it World War One or World War Two? Anyway, I think it's World War One, the 20s. But yeah, that's where we're at. We have thousands of people who show up in Atlanta, and I don't know. I'm inspired. This is a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, they need all the support they can get there, right?
Absolutely.
One of the most disappointing things that I've seen about it was some of the comments made by the chief of police and the sheriff there. This stuff is definitely fueled by the previous administration, like you mentioned.
Yeah. Well, and also like you said, that police chief who is normalizing white supremacy, normalizing it. But he had a bad day. Bitch, I've never had a bad day where I murdered people. And if I had a bad day and I actually even hit someone, I go to jail. But if I do it for racial reasons, it should be tried as a hate crime and a domestic terrorist attack.
Because it is. And even the reasons that he stated were racist reasons. They just, man, there's no way to unpack that makes him come out sounding good, There shouldn't be.
You can't make sense out of nonsense, But I'm trying to find this one video of this reverend who gave a very passionate speech. Wait, is that it? Nope. Shit. Sorry, guys. I had this ready to go, but it refreshed and it pushed everything down because everybody's tweeting like a motherfucker right now. Oh, man. There's a lot of it. That's a good thing. Oh, boy. Oh, there, I found it. Okay. Now I'll bring it up. Sorry, guys. Editing. This is going to help out later. It's going to look much better later. So let me actually... Does this go away or does it show up, Mia?
I can't see anything at the moment. It's all blurry.
Yeah, when I go full screen, it does that. So I'll just zoom in if it'll let me. Let me see if it'll let me zoom in. There we go. Okay, you guys can see that okay? Okay, so let me rewind it. Okay, the volume on. Here we go.
Of these dear sisters and these two men, their deaths say something to us. Their deaths say that all of us must come together. Their deaths say we can't let white supremacy or racism have the final say. Their death says that we can't allow immigrant hatred and Muslim hatred to have the last say. 152 years ago, as I close, Frederick Douglass and black and white abolitionists were fighting for full citizenship after slavery. White supremacy was trying to stop voting rights and citizenship for black men. Some of the black people and white abolitionists were getting tired. Some only wanted to focus on black issues. And then in 1871, there was a massive lynching of 500 white men in California decided that they would have a mass lynching of Asian people. And Frederick Douglass recognized that he could not be quiet on that issue. Even though black people were still trying to get the 14th Amendment, 15th Amendment, Douglass recognized that the same lie-telling and life-taking supremacist ideology that was against black people was also against Asian people. It's time to get it right here and right now. No racist superiority is ever greater than the rights of humanity.
Yeah, guys, that was powerful, and I really, really like that. But I just really wanted to play that and share it with you guys because as you can see, Will Lexham is right there, and all the other organizers are with him. And we know what Will Lexham's been doing over the past year, and it's just awesome to see him be a part of that. It's just disgusting. I don't know how, there's nothing else to say. It's just pathetic. I'm glad it's getting national news and international news, because this is going on all over the world too. People are blaming people from Asian descent because they want to, the racist label. They're all Chinese as far as they're concerned, and we have a president that, fear-mongered and demonized and blamed a country, which a racist term into people. That's why there's 1,100% increased violence against Asian Americans just in the past year. It's disgusting. We gotta do better than this.
I can't imagine what I would be feeling right now if that had happened to any member of my family or even a friend I know who happens to be Asian on Twitter. Like, I'd be heartbroken just from that. I can't imagine what it's like to be
Snuffed out.
These issues, like, you could cry so easily if you let yourself, just thinking about it.
Yes, it's not hard to do. That's for damn sure. But yeah, so I hope that this will create public pressure on Congress to make legislative changes that are not optional. This is not up to a judge's discretion, a district attorney's discretion. It's not up to an individual lawyer's discretion. If they're found guilty by their so-called peers, which we know that's all bullshit, but if they're found guilty by their peers of a jury, then it's a hate crime and it's domestic terrorism. Mandatory minimums. I'm all for that shit. Get rid of mandatory minimums for possession, do mandatory minimum sentences on hate crimes and domestic terrorism or terrorism in general. Basically
crimes of a violent nature, I would say. Like, if you've hurt another person physically, like, that's for your safety and others.
Yeah.
For you to be kept from society. Now, we could have discussions about what the proper way to keep people from society is, if prison in its current form works, but they should not be allowed to go out and cause more harm.
Yeah.
Under any circumstances, good behavior or not, until you are done with your punishment.
Yeah. Well, and I would like to hear if anyone else has seen any kind of other rallies or protests in their areas in other cities outside of Atlanta in support of this. I'd like to know if you guys have seen that around your neighborhoods or if you've heard more than just the Atlanta one, because that's where, ground zero was. But it's not like that was the only Asian crime that was committed this year, so it's all over the country. Mostly was it New York and Los Angeles were the highest crime rates that it spiked. I can't remember what it was. Was it in the I think it was Oakland, had like dozens of assaults in like a week or so. It was ridiculous. And it's typical because it's people jumping, typically elderly Asian women they seem defenseless, which are more defenseless, and they attack women and elderly women. They're just punks and they're weak beta male cucks, to use today's terms.
Oh boy, that was those terms, loaded terms there, huh?
Yes, they are, and I'm gonna throw them around right now like grenades because that's what they deserve. They deserve all the angst and I don't know, bad labels you can put on these people. They're disgusting. And like I said, if I have prepared myself mentally, that I have visualized that if something happened in front of me, I'm taking action one way or another. I don't give a damn. There's no way I can just stand by and see someone attacked for no reason at all. So I've kind of worked that through my head. There's like a Asian community here. It's a small town, but there's like it's mostly entrepreneurs. And they own businesses and are just contributing. And I could see them getting a lot of shit thrown their way. I'm not going to stand for it.
I got to say, I would be very conflicted in that similar situation thinking about it because I think I've mentioned it to you before. I'm a pacifist acting. So, like, I wouldn't even defend myself in most situations, but like, I defend my kids. That's probably one of the lines I would be pushed. And I think that this is probably one of the exceptions that I would make.
Well, this is where a point where you got to use your privilege to protect others that don't have it. You know, like, of course, this is me just projecting what I hope I'm capable of, but I'm prepared to do. I visualize it. Like, if I see a cop draw a gun on a black person or anybody, I guess, but specifically black people that are being pulled over for a brake light, I'd like to hope that if I was walking by and they drew their gun, they're not doing it, they're on their hands and knees, I would just go out there and just use my shield. I'll just be a human shield and be like, you're going to shoot me in the back first. You know, and I don't mind getting arrested for that. That's okay. I don't have a record, luckily.
I don't know. Would you consider acts to prevent the furthering of future violence to be acts of pacifism, even if they require force?
I
don't know. That's an interesting debate.
Yeah, that's a good topic. But I am not a pacifist. I have a lot of primal aggression in my blood.
And you are the type of person for whom I am happy there are, because you won't question this.
I won't even hesitate, you know. So again, guys, make sure you guys support people that are down there. Like I said, there's Will Lexham down there and the Atlanta Yang Gang. All of them have done a lot of great things down there for this rally to stop Asian hate.
Amazing work.
Yeah, it's great to see what they've done.
Check out the threads and do some thanks.
There's a hashtag Stop Asian Hate, and what's the other one? Oh yeah, Stop Asian Hate Atlanta. You can see all the threads of all the people that have commented about it and tweeted about it. But yeah, let us know what you guys think about that in the comments section. If you've seen it in your area, I'd like to hear about it. If you can, just put a comment and maybe a link to an article or a video or a tweet that shows someone else somewhere stepping up for the Asian American community. That'd be cool to see even your guys' part, man. Let me get this. Oh no, some in the comments. That's on Twitch that most people on YouTube can't see. But yeah, guys, thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next time. And like always, gang, gang. Cool. Okay, so that's the first one. So now we're going on to Illinois. Google Doc. Here it is. Okay, do you want to take this one, Mia, and I'll just throw it over to you and go over your bullet points, I guess.
Yeah, I
comment back and forth.
Yeah, this was a really dense one. Hold on, I accidentally shut down my own work. There we go. Okay. Yeah, this was really dense, so I did do the bullet point format, and then I just kind of was in that flow and did the other one that way too.
Yeah. All right. On to number 2. And scene. Here we go. Bam. What up, Yang Gang? We're back, and it is the 21st of March, the first day of spring, and today we're going to be talking about the state of Illinois has moved to end cash bail systems. So what do you got for us, Mia?
So Governor J.B. Pritzker has signed off on a law that will end cash bail. It's House Bill 3653, and it has been in the process of being made for several years. It's been pushed by grassroots mobilization of more than 100 reform organizations and the Illinois Legislative Black Caucus. Portions of the law will go into effect as early as July, and the abolishment of cash bail will not go into full effect until 2023, but will roll out over 2 years. So that's what the actual bill itself contains regarding that. There's also a number of other reforms.
Yeah, it shows the law includes the other reforms is all police officers wear body cameras by 2025. I 100% support that. A ban on all police chokehold. 100% support that. Guidelines for decertification of police officers. Seriously, that's a good one. Yeah, you're no longer certified to be a cop. You can't be trusted. You're horrible. Standards set statewide for officers to receive regular mental health screenings and assistance, and prohibition of purchases of certain military grade equipment. Yeah. And then there's detainee rights. We'll see a number of expansions as well. The right to 3 calls within 3 hours before questioning, and the right to retrieve phone numbers before the phone is inventoried. And of course, it also, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I can only imagine how important that is because I can't remember a single number. I have a hard time remembering people's names sometimes just because of how many people I interact with.
Yeah, if I save your number, I don't know it. I type your name or I say, hey, Siri. Oh, shut up. I know what's going to kick on. Sorry about that, guys. It's going to kick off your Siri. But yeah, just say the name and it calls them. No big deal. But yeah, it also says that there are some police and Republicans that object naturally. Typical.
Yeah, that gets a big old well duh, right?
Yeah, no kidding. But yeah, we've got the cash bail system needs to be ended nationwide, and I say thank you to Illinois for stepping up and being the first to make legislation towards it. It's not official yet. Again, the House bill is 3653. And I'll kind of show you guys here. This is the website, and it shows all the House sponsors, Senate sponsors, and then the actual act here. And there's a whole bunch of bullshit that who knows what the hell that even means. No idea. Wait, I wonder what that is. Are these all the bills or something? Holy crapper. See, this is why the government is ridiculous. What?
How do you get through that? And sometimes they have less than 4 hours.
Yeah, and this is just this is from 2019 after down there. So what? So this is the top one. Oh, this is okay. It just ends right here after. That's the amendment. Oh, forget it.
Yeah.
It's also here. It says, whoops. This part right here. Amends the Unified Code of Corrections, provides that 45 days prior to the scheduled discharge of a person committed to the custody of the Department of Corrections, the department shall give the person information about voter registration and may distribute information prepared by the State Board of Elections and may enter into interagency contract with the State Board of Elections to participate in an automatic voter registration program and be designated automatic voter registration agency under the election code. And says Article 2 here, information about registering to vote upon discharge from the correctional institution or facility if the person upon discharge would be homeless defines homeless. Interesting. So I like that.
A lot of stuff in this. It's very dense.
So guys, again, you can follow the link here. It's at ilga.gov. The housing bill is 3653. And you can click through all this stuff. It's a whole bunch of garbage there that I just can't even wrap my head around. But yeah, so 2/22/21, and we'll see how long this thing takes to go through. But of course, there's going to be significant pushback from all the police unions because we like choking people. And we can't have people automatically register to vote. This is ridiculous. Kind of like HR 1 where what's his name? Lindsey Graham said, if this legislation passes, the Republicans will never win election for the next 100 years.
That says a lot more about the Republican Party than it does about voting.
Yes. We can't win if we don't suppress. I also got to say this, Bernie Sanders is a real one. I'm a fan of his, but he just keeps confirming it that I should have really considered once Andrew dropped out is 100% support Bernie. Because when Lindsey Graham said this is going to be a long night, if you guys think you're going to push this down our throat and and Bernie Sanders got up there and says, if you want it to be a long night, buckle up, buddy, bring it. We're going to be here all day. And I'm like, ooh, Bernie. He's stepping up, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The federal jobs guarantee is really the thing that bothered me about Bernie once I realized the full extent of how that could play out without a UBI.
Yeah. But the thing is it would never pass through Congress. It was never going to happen, you know?
That's true.
You know,
but
so that's why I thought he was the lesser of two evils with Joe Biden, because he liked radical policies I didn't agree with, but they're for the right reasons, which I'm okay with. Biden has good policies sometimes for the wrong reasons. Just like Trump did. Trump had good policies for the wrong reasons. So yeah, broken clock's right twice a day, you know? So I just think that Bernie, again, they knew they were screwed, and DNC says, we got to do everything we can. Think about it. Obama, Hillary, the DNC, the RNC, all of them were like, we can't let Bernie in. He is, I won't say public, he's a duopoly enemy number one. And they came after him. And Pete Buttigieg and Amy Klobuchar and all of them dropped out, supported Joe Biden. You know, Andrew Yang did too. Once the numbers were cleared, there's no way around it. But, God, Bernie should be president right now, as far as I'm concerned. But oh well.
Yeah, well, I supported him in 2016. I have reservations that I didn't have in 2016 about him. I was much more gung-ho Bernie then. Mm-hmm. But he still would have been an improvement to the situation.
Yeah. Like I said, it's for the right reasons. You know, so I can get behind the reasoning. He's a humanist, you know. But yeah, this Illinois bill is a big deal, and I hope that they can get this thing pushed through. I'm not sure how long it would take. I'm not sure what the state legislation looks like in Illinois. Like, what's the bipartisan split? Is it like a 50-50 thing, or is it like 60-40? I don't know enough about their state politics.
I actually think it did pass.
Did it pass? Let's see here. So, shit. That's the thing, man. Even this is confusing. I'm looking at the damn website. It's a bill, so it I don't think they've had a chance to vote on it yet. You know, there's been no voting. So I think they can't vote until whenever the next election is. I guess that'd be for the governor.
Let me read this quote real quick. This 700-plus page proposal was rammed through in the middle of the night with just hours left in a lame duck session without the transparency and discord expected in a democratic process, State Senator John Curran said. So they got it through.
Okie dokie. The sneaky way, too, you little nasty little sucker. That's some bullshit.
They've been working on it for years. Any pretending that it's sneaky is more.
But why hold a vote in the middle of the night during a lame duck session? I don't like that. That's not good optics. You know,
it's the best.
And that gives the Republicans a talking point. Stop giving them talking points. Do shit above the waterline, man.
I agree that that's definitely the way it should be done. At the same time, if the only way you can get anything done when you need to get something done is to do that, is what do you do? It's kind of like with the stimulus. They had to go through the reparations process because Republicans weren't going to negotiate on a single thing.
Yeah.
So you had to play the sneaky way, or you wouldn't be able to get anything done. If you're going to fall off a cliff unless you steal the other guy's thing or grappling hook,
pickaxe,
because he refuses to use it, right?
Yeah. But I mean,
is it wrong to steal his grappling hook and save both of your lives? I don't think so.
No, but I mean, like, for the Democrats to complain that the Republicans did stuff sneaky in the middle of the night and then to do the same thing, I think is just disingenuous. That's all I'm saying. It's like, if you don't think it's right, don't do it.
Oh, I absolutely agree. No. I can see both sides of the situation. I don't necessarily agree that that's the way it should be played, but I can understand why one would do it. You know?
Yeah, so get their points across. That's it. They're just trying to get wins and prove they're doing shit, which I get it.
Well, in the case of police reform, there's human lives at stake too, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So it's not just a point in this particular case when the Black Legislative Caucus has been on board with it. 100 organizations, grassroots organizations, were involved in the creation of this. So Like to call it just a point in this particular case is a little bit different. It was something that they've been pushing for years that they finally found an opportunity that they couldn't get blocked from, and they took that point.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like I said, you can do the right thing for wrong reasons or the wrong thing for right reasons. So, and this is the point where they're doing the right thing for the right reasons. Increase voter access. You can't complain about that. Period. Inmates shouldn't be voting. Bullshit. As soon as they get out, they get a job, they're paying taxes. Period. They should be voting across the board. And technically, I personally think that even if you're in jail, you should be allowed to vote on policies that affect you. You know, it's like if you put all these people in jail, then everybody that's not in jail votes and says we should execute everyone in jail. Just save money. Well, it makes sense. Saving money. And they're like, yo, wait, whoa. You know, like, but they don't get to vote. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think people in jail should be able to vote. Crime me freaking river, you know?
Well, the fact of the matter is, unless something particularly egregious is going on, the number of inmates is not going to exceed the number of regular voters to the point that it's going to even make an influx on it. So might as well give them the right to express that.
Well, how about this? Stop jailing so many fucking people for petty crimes too. Let's be real. So if you've done a horrible thing, but you're on good behavior, you've earned the right to, let's say, a work release, or you work in the lunchroom, you've shown that you're you're following the rules, you should be able to vote. If you're a fucked up psychopath, you probably don't get it, you know? You've earned your way out of that, which is understandable. You should be able to disqualify yourself from even people get disqualified from visits, from phone calls, from mail, because they keep fucking up. They violently attack each other or whatever it is, you know?
Yeah, stopping inmates from voting, really, it's just performative morality because it doesn't actually change any of the situations at hand. The votes aren't going to change. The results aren't going to change. You're just punishing them in a new way.
Well, and if you want to say, well, like, let's talk about it from a Republican point of view. Well, we can't let all of them vote. They're going to vote Democrat because we don't represent them. Represent them. Actually represent them.
They happen to be human beings, too.
Yeah.
Going to jail did not suddenly change that.
Right. And so if you represent people, you'll get more votes, no matter where they come from. But that's the problem. They don't represent the people. They represent the corporations and the elites, the donor class. And this is just the obvious undertone of this whole thing is they don't represent people. They don't run on policy. They run on culture war bullshit and demonization and othering. That's the Republican win right now, unfortunately. I wish it wasn't so, but that's just the way it is, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, and it's terrible because there are a few really good ones out there who have just, a different way they were brought up and have a different way of looking at these situations, but they're clouded by this mass movement of hysteria, right? Yeah,
it's fear. They run on fear, Let me see here. Brock Miller has a comment. I would submit that you will have a lot of GOP voters under incarceration just because of identity politics and the culture war. I would submit that you will have a lot of GOP voters under incarceration.
I disagree deeply.
I don't know if I understand what you mean by that.
I think he's saying that that liberals will start jailing people for being politically incorrect.
No. Again, that's based upon fear and projection. I'm not. Again, Biden wrote the crime bill. Clinton did the 3 strikes rule. I get it. I get that shit. But I don't know about this. But if you have a better, more nuanced
liberal, those things were actually for being not conservative enough, for being in poverty. You were being punished, not for being politically affiliated, for being poor. That's what they punish people for.
But Brock, if you could do a little more nuanced comment too, because I think we might be misinterpreting what you're saying, possibly. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, so let us know what you guys think about that in the comment section. Are you pro or con to the Illinois bill they rammed through in the middle of the night to get some reforms for people in jail for voter access. And what was the other one? It was voter access. What the hell? Hold on a second.
Phone access.
What? Oh, that's right. This is about the cash bail first. To end the cash bail system, to give people access to voting registration right out of jail, and to give them access to phone calls before hearings and stuff like that, which is all criminal justice reform. Both sides of the party say they want it, but when they really come down to it, wait a minute, I got a problem. Here, sir. Bullshit.
I really can't think of good arguments against letting people be able to access their cell phone to find numbers to call people they need to contact. Like, how is that a problem for anybody?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Well, there's some people that like the idea of punishment for crime. Literally, that's what you got, this ideology. But I'm leaning towards people in jail that are incarcerated are truly guilty. Let's say that of an actual crime, say violence, which is usually from substance abuse, domestic violence, which is crimes of passion, and then you have people that are stealing identities, theft, mugging, robbing, all because of resources. Let's fix the problem that moved them in that trajectory. That's part of the rehabilitation. If it's because of scarcity of resources, let's help them with job placement, give them skill sets that can help them get employed. If it's for domestic violence, let's make sure they ain't back in that relationship and give them some mental health counseling and stuff like that, and some tools outside of jail that keeps them from falling back in that old pattern. There's a lot of reforms that could be done. Mostly get people out of jail that aren't violent offenders, because we have house arrest systems. We have Wi-Fi, for crying out loud. I've known plenty of people, unfortunately, that I know around here that's been on house arrest. It's effective. And you can't drink, you can't do drugs, because the sensor on there will actually test you for alcohol and drugs, which is pretty fancy technology.
That is something I never would have had to encounter myself. So
I just have friends and stuff that I know that have been in trouble, that I've grown up with and stuff like that. So.
I'm a hermit, so it's more that I just don't know real human beings than that I live in some great neighborhood or something.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, let us know what you think about it. Are you pro or are you con? Ending the cash bail system, giving inmates the right to 3 phone calls before questioning or hearings, giving them access to their actual phone numbers so they know who the hell to call, and then giving them voter registration, access to voting rights when they get out. I think they're all good. But if you agree or disagree, let us know in the comment section. While you're here, of course, give us a like if you like it. If you don't, turn thumbs down. We're not afraid of some criticism. Give us a reason why. And thanks for joining us. See you guys next time. And like always, gang, gang. Bam. That's the end of that one. So let me go back to Brock. So here's Brock. He's trying to say that the politics of inmates will reflect the politics of the demographic groups representing their reliably. So it's not fair to say that all inmates would be all be. Oh no, I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying that's from a conservative point of view. They'll say they're all going to be Democrats because the Democrats are soft on crime, quote unquote. You know what I mean? It's just a perspective. I'm trying to represent that in my own way.
It's the rhetoric you have heard before, not rhetoric that you endorse.
Yeah, it's not that I agree. I'm just saying it from a conservative point of view. That's how they demonize people. They say we can't let them vote. They're going to vote against us. It goes against our best interest. So they're going to not. They're going to try and get pushed back on this and probably take it to the Supreme Court or some shit for all we know. But yeah, so yeah, thanks for explaining that, Brock. That makes more sense when you say it that way. Again, they're projecting ideas on the people. There's plenty of conservatives in jail. I'm sure of it. I have a bad joke, but I'm going to say it. They're called meth heads. And they're called my cousins, typically. You can laugh me. It's okay.
The misfortune of others is don't mother me. I'm live. Please, Toby. Thank you for the chicken McNuggets.
There it is.
I got interrupted for chicken McNuggets. You can edit that out, right?
Yep. I'm gonna stop it after we hit that, we're out thingy.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's why I love going live, man. We're real people. This is real shit. What you see when it's edited tomorrow isn't real. It's an edited version of reality. We have a bunch of bullshit hiccups and we start over and we fumble and we get phone calls. Like I've done phone calls and the chiming and the kids and the dogs and whatever. It all happens. This is real world. That's why I love live streaming though. It's fun.
I love my son because I love chicken McNuggets from McDonald's. And he works there now.
I had chicken and waffles earlier. It was amazing. Oh. And,
I have never tried that combination other than in chip form.
Man, if you ever come down here, I'm buying you guys dinner at my favorite place. It's called Silver Beach or Silver Harbor Brewing Company, and they have chicken and waffles. That is like gourmet shit. It's so good.
I'm going to find a way to make that happen because I am not the kind of person who turns down a free meal if you can't tell.
Let's go. Let me see. You should really grow this live thing if you can. Well, yeah, we're trying, dude. We're new. That's how I grew my own channel, to a couple thousand is through just live streaming is what I did on a regular basis. But just if this is the first time I've seen your name here too, Brock, thanks for joining us for sure. But we're doing this twice a week, usually Sundays and Thursdays, roughly Wednesdays or Thursdays, sometimes Fridays, depends on our schedules. But we try to cover 3 to 5 articles each time so we can make clips for daily content. So tonight when I get done, I'm going to edit these clips out and put them out every day for the rest of the week. But yeah, I love going live. This is my favorite part of it. I think we'll do more live stuff in the future, like discussion panels like we've done in the past, which are really fun. We did one yesterday with the TikTok people that are political activists. That was pretty fun with me and Michael Patrick and a couple of the people from TikTok. There's some brilliant people in there too.
Michael's great.
But on TikTok specifically, there are some very, very good political activists on there that are either concise, inspiring, or fucking funny. I like the funny ones personally.
Yeah. My son keeps telling me I should get on TikTok. I'm like, I don't understand TikTok enough to get on TikTok. I don't understand it at all.
It's kind of like Instagram meets 1-minute YouTube videos. You can just scroll and boop, boop, boop. And you can DM people, you can tag people, you can comment, whatever. But it's a lot of fun. Or you can just go to a hashtag. Like I'm good at trolling people. Like I mock people for being stupid. What I perceive as to be stupid, which is MAGA. And so I just troll people with like mockery or imitations, which is just my funnest way of TikTok to me is just a place to have fun for me. Some people are really, like I said, there's some political activists that are very serious on there. They do great content. You muted yourself if you're talking to us. You're muted still.
I myself
Oh, there you go.
don't know how to have spontaneous fun. So that would probably be why TikTok is a mystery to me.
Well, you don't know till you try. There's some
I'm more
funny
of a
shit.
Deep
Funny
dive
stuff.
rabbit hole type.
Yeah. Well, there's some very, very funny stuff on there too, man. I crack up sometimes.
Some did show me this dog who like leaps up into the air to catch this one tire, and he can put it up no matter how high it is. The dog will jump. It was cute. That was cute.
Run up a tree and everything, huh?
Yeah. Run up the tree, launch off the tree, like anything you can to get to that.
Hell yeah. So
I'm sorry, that's
no, but I think so. Now we got Arkansas.
yes.
So,
Let's do Arkansas.
Let's do Arkansas 1, which is the rent one, and then we'll do the abortion one last. I'm very passionate about the abortion one. So let me see here. Let me see if I can bring that up. Make sure it looks good here. This is the ProPublica.org. Okay, so we got that ready to go. Okay, cool. All right, you ready, Mia?
Yes.
A drink for the
I'll
road.
try not to reverse my mic again.
Okay, you're muted now. Perfect. Okay. Bam. What up, Yang Gang? We're back. It's the 21st of March. What do you got on the low for us today, Mia?
Today we're going to discuss why I felt like that D was a little doubled. Let me restart.
That's okay.
Today we're going to discuss why missing rent in Arkansas is so much worse than you think it is. A law in Arkansas enacted in 1901 can lead to jail time for missed rent.
Oh, it's from 1901. Okay, let's check out this article from ProPublica.org. It says there's only one state where falling behind on rent could mean jail time, and that could change. Only Arkansas permits criminal consequences for non-payment of rent, and it has enforced a law. During the pandemic. Now, after ProPublica investigated the practice, some legislators want to revoke that statute. So they're using it during a pandemic. Outstanding. Assholes. Let me see here. Arkansas State Rep Nicole Clowney, great name, from Fayetteville, introduced a bill Thursday that would repeal the state's criminal failure to vacate statute. First enacted in 1901, the law allows landlords to seek criminal charges, which can result in jail time for tenants who fall even a single day behind on rent and do not vacate a property within 10 days. Everywhere else in the U.S., evictions are exclusively a civil matter. So this is why I'm also pro sunset rules, that a bill should be sunset after 10 years and reapproved or disapproved. Because times change.
I absolutely agree with that. Yeah, that's a thing that should be.
120 years ago, some rich pricks decided to pay off some politicians so they could arrest people for not getting out of their damn house. For 1 day's back rent, get the fuck out. 10 days. Move your ass, boy. You know.
This story gets really, really sad. This has been tried to be repealed multiple times over the years. One of the times that they tried to repeal it, the senators were asked to disclose before the vote if they had any rental property. 15 of the 35 senators stepped forward and said that they did. And of course, it was defeated afterwards. So, state senators, mind you, not.
Yeah. So 1/3 of them owned rental properties. So it was a conflict of interest. They should not have been allowed to vote. Recuse yourself, sir or ma'am. But yeah, good old Arkansas, backwards ass Arkansas. I know some people down there. I'm sure they're not too happy to hear that either. Sasha is one specifically that I know from Arkansas. But this goes to show you we need some reforms, man, across the board. If we leave everything up to states, there's going to be some really bad states, which Arkansas is one of them, as well as Louisiana and stuff like that, and Texas are fucking goofy.
Yeah, and this isn't something that isn't acted on either. It's not like this is just a law that exists. Just since in the past 3 months, there's been over 36 cases that have involved this law.
But that's the thing. They can pick and choose when to use it.
Yeah, 62% of the time, it's Black women.
Huh. Oh, that in the article?
Yes, it is.
Okay, let's look this up. Statistics. Whoops.
That was in 2012.
Okay, here we go. There you go. Thank you. This is that section you're talking about. ProPublica and ANNN found women make up a disproportionate share of Arkansas residents who've had charges filed against them during the pandemic, a trend that mirrors such past research. A review with a link to it of the state's application in Little Rock revealed 62% of cases in 2012 were filed against Black women, who make up 20% of the city's population. Wilma Young, who was arrested under the statute more than 2 decades ago and was featured in an October article, says she's excited about the prospects of a law being repealed. Nobody else should go through that experience ever again, she said. 62%. This was back in 2012 before the pandemic, so 10 years ago.
Yeah, this thing it's been a monster for a while. I should clarify that time with the senators, they were just trying to change a specific passage in it even. to protect women who were under threat of violence so that they could leave and break their leases if they needed to get away from a physical threat. That it wasn't even to repeal the entire law, just to give women under physical threat a way out. Still,
How is that not a law? I don't know. How is that not a law? Protect women. Boo. Really? What? Yeah, Brock, brother. Yeah, debtor's prison for sure. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah, it's criminalizing poverty more than it already is. It's a crime to be poor. It's kind of like taxes. If you don't pay your taxes, you go to jail. If you're poor, you really can't pay. Away you go.
another little bit of insanity that this article contains. It was repealed at one point by a judge who claimed it was unconstitutional. And all they did to stop that from being effective was revert the law back to a previous version that had stood up legally.
So you didn't like this version, we'll go to another version. That's some wicked shit, man. That is not good.
So if you're talking about underhanded moves, man, right, wrong thing, wrong reasons.
For all the wrong reasons. Yeah, there's no good spin on this one at all. This is just bad people trying to control people for being poor. If you don't like renting to poor people, don't rent, bitch. Get out of the business. It's not for you. Nobody's forcing you to be a renter. Don't rent. Sell. Assholes. Especially senators.
Other businesses you could be in.
I can't handle. I wouldn't do it. I'd go broke probably. I'd be like, oh man, I get it, man. Then all of a sudden nobody's gonna pay my ass. I'll go broke.
We've discussed if we ever won the lottery, just buying a hotel and then like converting it into low income housing or no income housing so that people live there. If we ever won like an obscene amount of money. But that's why we're not the billionaires, right?
Yeah, and
when you want to help a large number of people, your money disappears quickly.
They'll find a way to make sure it's not legal for you to do it too.
Oh yeah, that's definitely true. Like I bring this up whenever somebody mentions stuff like that. There was a community that built a bunch of tiny homes for their homeless population. And the city regulations said that it couldn't be there. So they came in and tore it all down. Even though it had cleaned up the community, it had gotten the homeless off the street. It was much better looking. It was providing resources. People were able to get cleaned up. It was an improvement to the community. Tore it down just out of spite.
I don't know, man. What do you say to that? There's nothing to say. It's just gross.
You see, it's time for us to stop letting those people be the ones in charge of our city councils.
Yep. We need real people to run at the city level, the county level, state level, and the federal level.
Good place to plug Of the People for Nerds for Yang. Or Nerds for Humanity. My apologies.
Ofthepeople.us. Of course. We need good. Again, so this is your guys' first time. There's a website called ofthepeople.us where you can ask your local politician that you like to go on there and register and be a member there, and then they can find resources for like text bankers, phone bankers, volunteers, remote people that could be like a digital asset to your team, help with your Facebook, your Twitter, your social media. You can even do an online campaign manager. You don't need to be in person anymore. Yeah, that's a place to go for sure. Yeah, we got Brock. I really appreciate this, man. He said somebody could codify rent forgiveness as a tax credit to property owners. See, now I see that coming down because we're still on this cliff. This cliff in September, rent forgiveness is over. They're going to owe X amount of months, whatever they're behind on, and it's all going to be due on one day. Bam. Like what do you call those balloon payments on a loan? And then you're all going to be up for eviction. So I do like that idea of making rent forgiveness a tax credit for property owners. So that's a good. So instead of printing money, just deduct their taxable income make that a write-off for them.
It's not a bad idea.
That's part of the solution. I think it's the whole solution, because also people that rent, that I know plenty of people own houses. That's their job. Like that's their retirement. I know people I work with. They've bought like 5-6 houses over the years and fixed them up. They put a lot of sweat equity into them and rented them out. They're good landlords, you know. They're good renters, and they're going to get their houses repossessed if they don't pay for them too. So we got to find a way to get assets in their hands, so make sure they don't get repossessed and get them caught up, and then to somehow make it a tax credit for them having a write-off of some sort.
Or we could just go with recurring cash payments of a generous variety.
Yes, indeed.
That seems like the much simpler route for everybody involved, because then not only do landlords benefit, but so do the people trying to pay their rent.
Damn right. Every single person qualifies. Everybody benefits. UBI would have fixed most of these problems preemptively a year and a half ago. For sure.
And this is not the last time we're going to have a national emergency where UBI would have been useful. Every time that a town is sucked in a little bit by coastline disappearing, they could use a UBI. Every time a tornado rips through an area that climate change has increased the heat and cold weather mixing, and now they've got more tornadoes than they used to, those people could use a UBI.
Well, all the coastal places, when there's a hurricane, when they can't go to work for a month or two because their place is gone, the school is gone.
Stability insurance.
Yeah, it is.
Stability insurance.
Yeah, to me, a universal basic income would make the volatility of the market stabilize more. The lower the lows and the highs and lows will be less variable.
And then you have also less concerns about insurance claims being so messed up for people whose entire lives are destroyed in one night because of a fire or whatnot. It just makes so much sense on so many levels to take that burden, the burden of an emergency, off of the American public.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, so if there's anyone that you know in Arkansas, please send them a link that says, look at this article. This is your state. Do something. Please do something for the people of Arkansas. Specifically, the women in poverty that they're kicked out by 62% rate over everyone else. 20% of the population, but 62% of the effectiveness. So that tells you how slanted this is. Again, it's not a across the board rule. It's used sparingly at your discretion, which means at a biased way. So you're going to be harsher on people or demographics you don't like as much.
Or people that you think are vulnerable enough that if you kick them, they're not going to be able to fight back.
They can't afford a proper lawyer, representation to fight your ass. Absolutely. Yep. It's fiscal bullying as far as I'm concerned. You know, but yeah, let us know what you guys think about this in the comments section. I'd love to hear what you guys think. And make sure you share. Again, make sure I'll put the article link in here. Anybody in Arkansas, please step up. Make yourself known, make your representative, put them on notice on social media, any way you can. Put pressure, especially the Republicans that are trying to say, I don't think this is a good idea to change it. I think it's fine just the way it is. Motherfucker, are you kidding me? Bring me some data to back up your stupid ass claim.
And if you don't like our solutions, come with better ones.
And it sure the hell ain't keep it the way it is. Demand progress, because this is from 1901, 120 years ago. Motherfucker, there weren't even cars yet when they made this fucking rule. We're still going by it when it doesn't make sense. Come on now.
How much of our population lives in debt as a method of getting by day to day, and they are renting? One small change in your lifestyle, and that's a domino effect.
Yep. I'm one broken femur from homelessness, the threat of homelessness, rather quickly. If I lose my job and I can't work for 3 months, I'm in real trouble because I don't have like a social safety net of family that I can fall back on. I have friends, but I don't have family, which is different. And I got kids. So that's scary to think about. I'm a single income household, single dad, and if I break my femur, I'm in real trouble.
I like to
Significant
think
trouble.
that nobody that is sorry, Tristan's
That's all right.
decided it's a little active, but I like to think
Yeah.
that nobody who's involved in the Yang Gang would let that ruin you.
Yes. Yeah, Brock, man, hey, you're bringing some good shit, brother. I appreciate you being here. The punitive nature of that law being applied inordinately, there you go, against women and women of color tracks with the punitive sentences practiced in criminal cases against women, of course, because women, specifically women, get harsher cases or harsher sentencing, which is surprising, but that's the truth. More women get the maximum sentencing sometimes.
That's unusual. Or not unusual. That's interesting for me to learn because I actually got in an argument once with somebody who was claiming that it was the opposite. I can't remember. It was years ago and it was in a Facebook post. So, that
Yeah.
was, of course, very informed and truthful.
Russians. Oh, but it's fake news. It's Russia. Okay. It's not real. Okay. Go to OAN and the trickle up. Okay. Get the news. No.
That could be a TikTok there.
Yeah, I can really shit upon Trump and MAGA rather easily. But yeah, just let us know what you guys think about this in the comment section. And while you're here, give the video a like. If you like it, with a comment, give us a thumbs down. If you don't like it, tell us why. We're not scared of being ridiculed, or not ridiculed, critiqued. That's a better word. We're not scared of being critiqued. Ridicule,
I'm not
fuck
scared
you.
of being ridiculed either. At least
If you're
I'm
to ridicule, if you come to ridicule, fuck you. There you go. Moving on. But thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next time. And like always, Yang Gang. Bam. Good deal. All righty. So the last one is, let's get that. We did that one. Arkansas. Here we go. Oh, these motherfuckers. Arkansas. Come on, man. Move up. Who's this? Caroline. And oh, a CNN article. Okay. All right. So let me bring that down.
So this is another on the fly one. I did not have time to type up a
synopsis. Let me go ahead and just read it over real quick. We'll kind of just do a brief walk over it real quick then. Da-da-da. Okay, here we go. That's the main of it. Bill SB 6 bans providers from performing abortions except to save the life of a pregnant woman in a medical emergency, and makes no exceptions for instances of rape, incest, or fetal anomalies. Those found to violate the law could face a fine up to $100K and up to 10 years in prison. And here's this asshole. Okay, we'll go over this. So I think we'll start off there. Then we'll go into asshole talk. Perfect. All right. Good enough for me. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Bam. What up, Yang Gang? Welcome back. It's the 21st of March, first day of spring. And what do you got on the low for us today, Mia? Oh, you're muted. There we go. Take it.
I need a second now.
Let's have a drink. Let's take a break. There we go.
I look at one of my candles. I breathe. Okay.
Now you're muted again.
You're fucking kidding me. Why am I so bad at this?
Don't touch the mute button. Just don't touch it. That's why I love editing, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm pushing us back so much time, though. I apologize. I know it's getting late.
We're good.
Okay. Today we're going to be discussing Arkansas's nearly total ban on abortions. And there are no exclusions in this other than, life-threatening situations, specifically to the mother.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to bring up the CNN article here, guys. It's written by Caroline Kelly of CNN. Kudos to you for covering this. But it talks about the history of Roe v. Wade in 1973, yada, yada, yada. We all know that. So Arkansas's bill, it's right up here, guys, at the top. Sorry. The Arkansas bill SB 6 bans providers from performing abortions except to save the life of a pregnant woman in a medical emergency. It makes no exceptions for instances of rape, incest, or fetal anomalies. Those found to violate the law could face a fine up to $100,000 and 10 years in prison. So, as long as your life's not in danger, you're going to have that baby, even if you're raped or by your family members or anyone. Or if your kid's like got 12 legs or some shit, you know, they don't care.
A little bit of personal truth time, if you're interested.
Absolutely.
I have a child who's on the spectrum. He's nonverbal and he's cognitively disabled, even though he's going on 14. Functionally, he's got splinter skills between 3 and 5 years old on those scales, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love him dearly, but he takes so much of my life and so much of my time. If I ever got pregnant again, I would absolutely seek an abortion because I cannot divide my time. And it would be an accident. We've been very good. It's been 18 years of marriage. We've only gotten pregnant when we planned to. But if I accidentally did, I can't have another kid and have a Tristan. I would not be doing that child service. I would not be able to handle that.
Yeah.
And it would just be wrong.
Yep.
And
that's the thing. They don't look at beyond the pale. They just say, you're killing babies. And they slam the gavel. It's so short-sighted, no nuance. Let's look at this quote from a Republican. It says, I will sign SB 6 because of overwhelming legislative support and my sincere and long-held pro-life convictions. Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson, a Republican, said in a statement, SB 6 is in SB 6 is in contradiction of binding precedents of the U.S. Supreme Court, but it is the intent of the legislation to set the stage for the Supreme Court overturning current case law. So they're doing this with intentions of challenging Roe v. Wade nationally. So that's interesting. Now, the abortion law is slated to go into effect 91 days after the end of Arkansas's legislative session, which is currently set for May 3rd, according to Arkansas State Senator Jason Rappert, who sponsored the Senate bill. But the future of the law is unclear. Megan Burrows, staff attorney with the American Civil Liberties Union Reproductive Freedom Project, said that the ACLU of Arkansas, Planned Parenthood Federation of America, and Planned Parenthood Great Plains intend to challenge the law naturally.
So for what you just said there, if you don't mind me interrupting.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like they intentionally pushed through this bill, even though they know it will be challenged and probably put off, just to try and push it up the ladder so that a case could be taken to the Supreme Court regarding Roe versus Wade. And this is all just a tactic to get that to happen. Yeah.
And it also says of the 11 so-called gestational bans, which bar abortions past a certain point in pregnancy, passed since the start of 2019, none have gone into effect after most of them have been blocked by judges. Those include a similar near-end total abortion ban passed in Alabama in 2019 and an 18-week bill passed in Arkansas in 2019. The Supreme Court has about 20 bills in front of them that they could take up if they wanted to, said Gloria Pedro, the regional manager of public policy and organizing for Arkansas and Oklahoma at Planned Parenthood Greater Plains Votes. So, yeah, so they're doing this just to push it up to the Supreme Court. But that was the whole point of people electing Trump.
They pretty much know it's unconstitutional as things stand now.
Yeah. It's a virtue signal is what it is. You know, I have a pro-life stance, but once you're alive, I don't give a shit what happens to you, buddy. Good luck, fucker. That's what it comes down to. So they're pro-birth. They're not pro-life. I'm pro-life. Mia's pro-life. We're pro-life. Actual life, not projected life. Think about this. Even for anomalies, let's say, so now let's take this to the extreme. There's a baby that's going to be stillborn, possibly because of this, whatever this genetic anomaly is. You say, I want to abort it before it even develops because of this genetic anomaly. We're done with that. I want to abort it. You're going to go to jail for not allowing something to be born and suffer, or possibly kill you.
And there's plenty of complications that can come from a pregnancy.
Yep.
In the meantime as well. It's not just like people act like it's only the birth that's the dangerous part. There are a lot of different conditions and such that can be triggered by pregnancy.
Preeclampsia and diabetes specifically, the highest ones. Gestational diabetes, which can cause strokes, heart attacks. And then you have, oh shit, what was I going to say? I said diabetes and something else. I lost it. Preeclampsia. Sorry. Yeah. So preeclampsia, if you guys don't know, is significantly elevated heart rate or blood pressure. My little sister was a size 0. She's tiny. My computer's wider than her. Like narrow in the hips. She had a baby. That baby's head was a pumpkin. And he's like, I'm sorry, Cammie. That's not coming out of you vaginally. It's just not happening. We got to do a C-section. So if they didn't do a C-section, she's going to die, or the baby's going to die, or they both going to die, because that wasn't physically happening. So, you know what I mean? Like, so there are so many dangers. And so since she was so little, tiny, she might have been 110 pounds, man. The little thing. Always has been. But she got preeclampsia in the second trimester, and she was on bedridden. She had to have her feet elevated. She had to take water pills and all kinds of shit because her blood pressure went from 110 over 60 to like 220 over 120. Like, it was bad, which means stroke, heart attack, seizures, all that stuff, death. So forcing a human being to take on a near death, or I won't say a higher, to increase their mortality, it to me is unconstitutional.
And it's 9 months of it, 9 months of risk, culminating in massive risk afterwards. And actually, it's more than that, because afterwards you've got postpartum depression.
Yep.
You've got
surgical recovery complications from infections.
Mm-hmm.
You can have internal bleeding. Those are the two most common from a cesarean. You've also got what's it called? Prolapse increases. All that stuff, guys. I won't get into the details of the medical stuff. It's not fun. But
a lot of legislation pretends that it's, have the one fun act, and then 9 months later, there's only one moment of danger the entire time, and that's when you're having the baby. No.
Well, think about this. If, what do you call it, where the baby attaches to the not in the uterus, but in the fallopian tube. What do they call that? Oh, hell. I can't think of the term, guys. Sorry, I'm rusty on my medical terms on that stuff. But yeah. Actually, here's a good question. Brock Miller, do you know if there are any parts of the law that seeks to prevent Arkansas women from seeking abortions out of state? In Alabama, they have a precedent for this on their new law that's going to the Supreme Court too. Ectopic, man. Thank you, Brock, man. Contributing. Tubal pregnancies. Yeah. Ectopic is the one. Very high mortality rate. Because it's not in the uterus. It's just not happening.
Yeah, it's not where it belongs, and the fallopian tubes are not built to expand like that.
Hell no. Nope. It's just not going to happen. There's rare cases where you have ectopic pregnancies that do come full term. It's because somehow oh hell, what am I thinking of? Pretty much it gets the blood flow in a different way, a rare way, to have like an umbilical cord, pretty much, to get the nutrition it wants. But it's where it's born outside the sac. But that's very rare. But yeah, but as far as the laws for going out of state, I didn't see anything in an article on it per se. I know in Alabama they do. That's a big one too. Is if you're caught going out of state criminal charges for you too. So now you're creating this dystopian authoritarian regime. It's not even legislation, it's a regime. Then if you live here, you belong to us. Fuck that shit. This is the United States. We got states for a reason. But that's neither here nor there. But I didn't see it in there this time in this specific bill. But Alabama sure the hell does.
Yeah, I would say if it's not, the thing is, yeah, that's why we have different states, but it's not really an option to just pick up and move if you're
not move, just drive across the border.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying though. Like the only way to get an abortion now, if you're in Arkansas or Alabama, is if they make it so that you have to literally move. You have to pick up and move your entire self to make it legal.
No, right? Not move. Oh yeah. Yeah. Take up residence.
Yeah, you would have to change your physical residence to be able to do it.
Yeah, to do it legally in their terms. Again, penalizing the poor. Meanwhile, half of these motherfuckers got abortions on their bill. Like they've paid for them. Because they're all a bunch of nasty fuckers that have side chicks and they pay for abortions and their hotel room and their, healthcare fees because they're just corrupt people.
Yep.
Kind of like Trump.
It's really disappointing, but.
Well, it's typical. It's hypocritical, which is typical. Do as I say, not as I do.
There's just something incredibly toxic about power structures in general.
Yeah. Power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. That's a good old one. That's a good old saying there. But yeah, so again, guys, if you know someone in Arkansas that they've got to reach out to their legislators and just really make a big stink and be like, you sons of bitches, if you do this, you're being challenged. We're going to challenge you immediately. Threaten a recall. Start collecting recall signatures. Do something. Don't just complain. Fucking do something. Please. We cannot allow these states to become these little safe havens for patriarchal authoritarianism. So the governor and the state senate decides your life. They control your life. They want to get the government out of your life, but not out of your uterus. Get the fuck out of the uteruses, you assholes. Oh, I get very passionate. I got 2 daughters and they're in fucking hell.
Like I said, I've got a personal reason why, obviously. I definitely couldn't. I couldn't. Yeah. I just could not handle another child. And that's nothing about how much I love children or how much I care. It's about I have too much of my heart and my time given to the one who needs extra of it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, man. And everybody's got their own story, just like you and everybody else. We have our own stories. I'm 45. I don't want no fucking kids. I got 4. That's my reason. It's my reason. I'm okay with whatever reasons you got, people. It's your life. It's your body. It's your choice.
Period. Every story is unique.
And every story is not my fucking business. And it sure the hell ain't the government's business. I call it the punch your nuts theory. I don't care if my neighbor punches himself in the nuts. As long as he doesn't punch my nuts and tell me I have to punch my own nuts. It ain't hurt me. It's none of my business.
It should be a decision between your doctor, your partner, if they're involved with you in a long-term situation.
Yeah.
And you.
Well, it's a medical procedure.
People should be involved.
It's a medical procedure, 100% between the doctor and the patient, period. And again, I think they should be challenging this from a HIPAA violation point of view. Is like the government doesn't get to determine. Because here's my thing. Like, who's to say you're pregnant? You know what I mean? Like, okay, I'm 18 weeks pregnant. Prove it. Like, think about it. Well, you're pregnant. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. Prove it. And now, tomorrow, I'm going to have a procedure to make sure you can't prove it. You know what I mean? Like, prove it, man. You can't. Get the fuck out of my business. It's a privacy thing. What I do with my own body is my own business.
I'm not pregnant and I'm taking the ultimate precaution.
Damn right. I'm gonna have me a hysterectomy. Which reminds me, I gotta get snipped. Damn it.
I'm actually going to get my tubes tied probably.
I'm 45. My girlfriend's only 38, man. And she's like, I don't know, maybe. I'm like, I'm out. I don't want any more kids. If I can prevent it, I will. You know, but that's either here nor there. Bottom line is we have a government that's trying to oppress people's choices and overreach. Overreach. So all you conservatives, do you want bigger government or smaller government? They want smaller government. Get out of people's uteral concerns.
You know, they're not experts on this either. They really
No.
They don't deserve to have a say in it. Even if it were the government's place, these are not the people in the government who should be making that decision. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And I'm going to drop that F-bomb for you, boys.
Fuck it. Let's go. Yes. You got your F-bomb in. I love it. And now I feel even. My 5 to your 1, though. I drop it way more. But yeah, I love it. That's my favorite. Like, it's like a comma in my sentence sometimes. But yeah, so again, guys, anybody in Arkansas, please step up and do something, because we from other states can't help you. It's a state issue. And the only thing you can do is pressure the shit of your local legislation, state legislators, and make your voice heard. There's a thing called what's it called? Something. It's a bot. Anyway, I'll have to find that. Resist bot. There you go. Yeah, resist bot. If you put in your zip code, it'll tell you who your representatives are, and then bring up if someone makes an outline for a letter of protest about the abortion bill and about the rent one, and it automatically sends it to your representative with your name on it. It says, I'm a constituent. Here's my address. Here's my name. I'm one of your people. Do as we say. I'm one more person that says that if you don't do what we say, we're gonna challenge you and get your ass out of office. Make them feel unsafe. Your job is not safe. We will take your job from you. Your ass will be out on the streets.
Yes, threaten them with economic instability. It's certainly their favorite tool.
Yes, that's their power. But yeah. So let us know what you guys think about this in the comment section. And while you're here, go and give the video a like and let us know what you like about it. And if you don't, give us a thumbs down. We're not scared of being criticized. So thanks for joining us. See you guys next time. And like always, yang gang. Bam. All right. We got 4 done, Mia. Out fucking standing.
All right.
We were pretty efficient tonight. I like it.
That was good.
Now it gives me a lot of work to do for the next couple of days.
So Sundays pretty regularly then, right? I should have something prepared every Sunday. Yeah,
I'm always going to do Sundays. The hard part's the Wednesdays and Thursdays. Depends on see, right now, my son is out of basketball, so I don't have to worry about that no more. My daughter's done, so I don't have to worry about any like games for the next few weeks. I think Sunday, Wednesday.
Almost.
Sunday, I'll say Sunday, Wednesday, or Sunday, Thursday. Wednesday or Thursday. It depends on what's going on. So I think in this week's probably going to be Thursday.
Thursday, Sunday. So I'll have something ready on Thursday and something ready on Sunday.
Yes, we'll just Sunday, Thursday. Yeah.
6:30 or so there's a Michigan social mixer for
Thursday?
Yeah. So one, you're in Michigan. You should probably look at that. It's in the Slack.
Okay.
So if you want to join, you can, but I'm going to be there. I think Ronald from, I'm going to say it wrong again if I say
McCoy.
Yep. Like the real McCoy.
That's right.
We'll be there.
What time do you want to go on Thursday then? If that thing's at 6:30?
Yeah, if we could do
like 9 again.
Yeah, 9's good, unless you want to do something earlier in the afternoon, but then we risk Tristan being even more active.
Yeah. Yeah, 9's fine with me.
Yeah, 9 works for me.
Yeah.
They're getting quiet then. People are well fed.
As long as my kids don't need a ride. Let me see. Not that I see. Yes, we should be go. So we'll do it again on Thursday. So I got articles for the next 4 days. Chop, 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 chop. Get them all out there. And if you guys like this type of content, make sure you let people know about it, man. Here we are doing live stream news articles, and then we chop them up, and we're going to make them into individual clips. And we're just trying to grow this thing out and make it a business. We want to compete with the Hill and the Young Turks.
And the Discord is a little quiet right now. So if you want to come in and recommend a few articles or something,
Yes,
you will be high priority because you'll be the only priority right now. This is the time. Strike the iron while it's hot.
I will actually show you guys what we got in the Discord so you can kind of see what it's all about. So let me share screen. Okay, it's trying to load. There it is. So here's the trickle up one. So in the trickle up here, you got the welcome and the rules. Just don't be a dickhead, you know. Then there's like video sections where you guys can, like if you want, you can share a video that other people can watch. And if there's, you know, we've done some, like Nell shared some of his live streams, and there's some comments in here too. If you want to share a live stream video or a link to other stuff, and then we have special announcements in here. We'll use that once we get things moving. Then we have our GoFundMe link. And we have our Patreon link is here as well. And then this is for the people that work here, like for me and the others. This is where we share news articles we want to talk about in here. Now for the public, this is you guys. You can put news links in here that other people have done in the past. So if you want something to be talked about, go in here and put a link in here, and then a comment, say, "Hey, would you guys like to talk about this?" We can go into it. There's a chat section. It's just for people who they just talk. Then of course you can share memes if you want. Nobody's really done that yet. And artists, that's for like music. If you guys want to share music or whatever. And I don't know what this is. New York City. Oh, I was going to keep a list of all of his interviews, but they became overwhelming. He did too many of them. But yeah, this is a place we're going to try and use in the future that public, all you guys can put links in here for articles you want us to cover. And then for us, we're going to take the ones that we like that we want to cover. We'll put it up here in our section that we'll know what we're going to be covering. If not, you can tag us on Twitter as well. Wait, did that go away? Could you see that?
I didn't see anything.
Oh, shit. My bad, guys. I thought I had that thing sharing.
I should probably get going. So if you want to go ahead and share that with them, I should step off and get to my son. He wants.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, thanks for your time.
Yep. You have a good night, boys.
All right. Later. Okay, guys. So this is what I was talking about here. So here's our Discord. So if you guys want to help us, you can join our Discord. Here's the trickle up. Then if you want to, you can chat with other people in here. You can see over here to the side, there's a list of all the people that are in here right now. You can do chats in here. If you want to share a news link article that you want us to cover, this is where you drop it in at. If you want to be creative and share some memes and shit, people do that. That's cool. And this is for artists. If you want to put like music or whatever, I don't know. But the big one is sharing links. And then up top is where you can share videos you think are of interest. You can share other live streams or any kind of announcements like, hey, Andrew's going to be doing ABC. You can share that in here as well. But yeah, that's where we're going to be doing things in the future. Now, I know a lot of people don't like Discord. Kind of like Dennis. He doesn't care for Discord all that much. But yeah. Let's see here. Brock, can you access it through URL? Do you have to download an app of some kind? So for Discord is an app. It is an app. But for me personally, if you don't like going through Discord, you can just DM me on Twitter as well, which is at Mindful Skeptics on Twitter. Brock, am I following you on Twitter? I don't know about that too. If you are on Twitter, let me know what your Twitter handle is. And yeah, Dennis, we're gonna have to meet up again, do another live stream, brother. I like your points of view on stuff. But yeah, so this is just Discord. We're gonna try and use this in the future to communicate articles and stuff like that. And once this thing gets going more as like a an actual team of people, we get enough inertia, we're going to use this as our main spot. And I'm just getting used to Discord. It's a little overwhelming for me, but I'm willing to try and learn. But yeah, so that's where we're at. So that's the last article. So we're going to have, we'll have 4 articles come out here in the next 3 days, about all 4 things we just talked about, which was Arkansas is backward as fuck. Arkansas is trying to ban abortions again, limiting them. And then Arkansas has a bill on the floor that gets rid of a 1901 precedent that they can put criminal charges on you for being 1 day late on rent. Okay, Brock AM. Am I following you, brother? Let me know. Now I'm gonna look you up real quick. Okay. At Brock. Is it _ AM? Bam. Okay. I just followed you, man. So feel free to DM me anytime you want about this, and you can let me know if there's articles you think should be covered that are not being covered by other media sources like the Hill, the TYTs, the CNNs, the Fox, even the OANs and whatnot, Newsmax. But yeah, we try to cover things that are either in support of universal basic income, human-centered capitalism, progressive policies, stuff like that. But yeah, guys, so I'm gonna go get to work on this now, and thanks for joining me, guys. We'll be doing it again, like I said, on Thursday. It's gonna be around 9 o'clock. So typically Thursdays and Sundays 9 p.m. is kind of what we're aiming for, around there somewhere. But yeah, guys, thanks for joining us, man. You hung out with me for 97 minutes almost, and we'll do it again on Thursday, man. Thanks for hanging out. Gang, gang.